Welcome everybody to our BNI Talks normally webinar, now meeting for this week anyway. And our guest today is Alan Chamo, and Alan is an entertainer, a mentalist, right? You do some magic as well. So lots of really cool stuff that we're going to see today, all about Zoom engagement. And I know a lot of you have been on Zoom for a long time now and looking for some new ideas, and Alan has very generously offered to give you some good tips. So take notes, pay close attention, and I'm going to turn it over to Alan right now.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me. My name is Alan Chamo. Let's start with a quick warm-up, everybody. And I'm so happy that you are on camera. And if you're not on camera, please turn on your cameras. Nobody's judging. I'm having a horrible headache myself. So go ahead, turn it on. Wonderful. And let's start with a quick warm-up, everybody. Go like this for me, please. Yeah, go like this. Okay, awesome. Now cross your arms. Very good. Thumbs down and interlace your fingers just like this. Wow, everybody follows instructions. It's like you're married or something. Very good. Wonderful. Paula, awesome. I see you laughing over there. Jeff, you're doing great. Barry, keep it there. Yes. Christine, yeah, keep it there. Yeah, make sure they're not down. Keep it up. I want to see your hands. And now go like this with your pinkies and like this with your thumbs. And now 1, 2, 3, and thumbs up, everybody. We got a little stuck over there, huh? Well, it's okay. I will put some suggestions in your mind during the show. By the way, am I spotlight? I should be spotlight. All right, so let's spotlight for everyone. There we go. Now you should be able to see me in big. So let's start. Yes, my name is Alan Chamo. I'm a mentalist. For those of you who don't know, a mentalist is like a magician with some mental issues. We will deal with some of them today. And we're going to have a fun talk. I have a lot of material to deliver. And these are great tips that you can immediately implement. So if you do presentations, put it in the chat or yeah, put it in the chat. Say yes, no, if you normally do presentations, what type of presentations do you do? I would love to know a little bit more about that. Okay, if you do them on Zoom or you do them in person now, back again, would love to know about all that. All right, so thank you again for everybody for joining me. So what can you expect in the next hour? Okay, so I will teach you the secrets that mentalists and entertainers use to create engagement with their audience. Okay, and from the first moment, and then how to keep them engaged with what you have to say. Now, let's first, eliminate the 800-pound gorilla in the room. Probably you're expecting some magic, so I will get that out of the way real quick. We're going to do one thing, okay? But then I really want to get into this material, so I will need somebody to help me. If you would like to assist, please raise your hand. Let's take a look at you. All right, this is going to be fun, I promise. Somebody's like, no, should I do it? No, I can see you there. Oh, we have Eve Balak. Okay, Eve, how you doing? You can unmute yourself and let me actually.
I'm great.
There you go. Oh, good to have you. Wonderful.
I got you on my big screen, so I'm kind of profiled away.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
And where are you joining from?
Excuse me, Minneapolis.
Oh, thank you for joining us. All right, let's try this. I have with me here, let me see, a deck of cards. Okay. Good. Now I want you to imagine that you have a deck of cards as well, so you can grab it. Okay. Wonderful. And go ahead, shuffle the cards. Go ahead, do them here, shuffle. Oh, pretty good. It's amazing. Wow, you didn't even open the box and you're shuffling the cards. That's
yeah,
impressive.
That's true. I forgot that part.
That's okay. That's okay. Go ahead and remove. Okay, good. Remove one card out of the deck.
Okay.
And go ahead, show it to everybody. Yeah, it's a little bit hard to see. It's kind of an invisible card.
Oh wait,
yeah,
wait,
can you say out loud what is the card that you chose?
5 of hearts.
5 of hearts. Would you like to change your mind?
No.
You like the mind you have then?
Yeah, let's go with 5 of hearts.
Okay, and Eve, we don't know each other. We never met before.
Never.
Correct? And you look pretty happy about that, by the way. Okay, so 5 of hearts is your free chosen card.
Chosen card.
I have a deck of cards here from the beginning, never left side. Before the presentation started, I made a prediction. I took one card. Let me show you right here.
Okay.
took one card and I flipped it over inside this deck of cards. Can you see there's only one that
Yes.
is turned over from all of the cards?
Yes.
And that is the 5 of Hearts.
I love it.
All right. Thank you very much, Eve.
No way. How did you do
Yes,
that?
way. Well, see, if I tell you I have to kill you and you look like a nice person, so
That's true.
we'll keep it for the next one.
He projected
right.
that thought into my mind. That's what
That's
happened.
right. That's right.
I
All
know
right,
this.
Eve, thank you so much. All right. So yes, this is what I do. So let's start the talk. I'll tell you a bit. First of all, let me tell you a bit about myself. Okay. So I'm a mentalist. This is what I do for a living. I'm part of BNI, of course, very proud of it. Miami Beach in the house. Put a yes. I'm BNI Miami Beach. And I do corporate events mostly in person, as you can imagine, up until March 2020. And then I started performing on Zoom, 100% on Zoom. And since then, I've done over 250 of these team building shows, team building events. And I got a lot of experience doing that. Let me show you real quick, a little bit of the type of shows that I used to do and I still do. Yesterday, actually, I did one of those. So this is the type of theaters that you can see. Oh, sorry about that. Let me see. Let me move to the next. Can you see there? There you go. So this is the type of events on stage, and then I had to move to Zoom and learn, how to engage with people on Zoom. From going on stage and being able to talk to people and touch them and interact with them and hand them objects and things like that. This is TV. I've done a lot of TV as well. I had to adjust and pivot, and I'm sure that many of you also had to do the same thing. You had to adjust to the new reality. But in all those Zoom shows that I've done, normally there's somebody before me that is presenting. These are like corporations. They have their quarterly meeting or the annual meeting on Zoom, or they want to just do a team building event. And normally there's somebody presenting, and they're normally presenting slides. And so I had to watch a lot of those before, they bring me on the virtual stage. And I realized that all of them had one thing in common. All of them sucked. Sorry to be blunt like this, but that's the reality. They were not engaging. That would be a better word. Okay. It's not that they didn't know what they're talking about, because they were experts in what were they saying. They knew exactly everything they were saying, but the audience was a little bit tuned out. Some people call it now zoomed out, which is a new term. Okay. And I realized that, maybe I can help them with being with a few tools on how to be a little bit more engaging, and maybe how to adjust your presentations to be better for Zoom. Okay. So that's what I'm going to show to you today. And for those of you that stay until the end, I will share with you a very cool way where you can appear inside your slide within Zoom. Okay. And not appear like in a little corner in a square and the whole slide in the middle, because you are the presentation. You are part of the presentation. And this is a very important point. Okay. That remember, what's different between your presentation, or what's different between you and somebody else that does the same thing that you do in your profession, the difference is you. Okay. And the same goes with your presentation. So I will show you a very cool trick that you can use. Most people don't know about it on Zoom. All right. All right, and let's just get going. Let's just get going with this. Let me see here. So we're going to cover a few things. I'm not going to go very deep into the technical part. We're going to talk more about engagement, but in the tech can help you for engagement. All right, and you will be also able to see it throughout the presentation. And then at the end, I will also briefly touch hybrid. What is hybrid? So for those of you, by the way, that do presentations on a regular basis, for example, if you need to do onboarding presentations, or presentations that are very technical in nature, things that you need to say again and again the same exact thing, and you do it very often, you would love to hear about the hybrid concept. It's going to blow your mind, I promise. Okay, so let's get this going. The tech. Let's start there. So we have it divides into audio, video, and what's the room behind you. Okay, so audio, I'm going to touch real quick. Audio is probably the most important thing for you on Zoom. If you don't have good audio, people will tune out. If it's pitchy, if it's not right, the audio is more important than the video. If your camera is not wow amazing, it's okay. But if your audio is not good, it's nowadays they will not forgive you about this. Okay, so have good audio, and just to make a point here, you can get yourself a very simple USB plug and play microphone, an external microphone. Okay, very cheap, for less than $100. You just plug it and it works great, and it's close to you. And just to make a point of this, let me show you. If I change my microphone right now to my built-in microphone, the one on your computer, and I have the top of the line computer, okay, a very good computer. So listen, right now I just changed my microphone, and you're probably noticing the difference, to my built-in microphone. My computer is not very far away. Okay, I'm sure there's a big difference. Would you agree? Put it in the chat. Yes. By the way, if for a moment you want to quickly like say yes or something like that, it's fine, you can do it. And here's a quick trick. If you press the space bar and hold it, it's going to unmute yourself while you're holding it, and then when you release, it's going to mute yourself again. You want to try? Yes, it works. It
works, yeah.
All right, so let's do it, everybody together. Yes. When I count to three, everybody is going to say amazing. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Amazing.
All right, and then you release and you are muted again. By the way, for your BNI meetings, when it's your turn to do your commercial, this is a great way to keep the pace in the meeting. So you don't have that person that's like, oh, let me see here, let me unmute myself, and then we're losing time. And that, by the way, also, it's part of engagement, is keeping up with the pace. Okay, so just press, hold, hey, magic. All right, so important, audio, super important. Let's move on. Next one. And why is it not moving? There we go. All right, there we go. Video. All right, so video, as I said, audio is more important. Look, probably the camera you have in your computer would be good enough. You probably realize that my video is very sharp, but I do have a very top of the line camera. You don't have to start, spending money on that unless this is what you really do for a living, unless you're like a speaker. Okay. So you can use the camera on your computer. You can also use your phone. The phone has normally a better camera. All right. And there are tools out there that allow you to make your camera also a virtual, like a webcam. It's called Cameo, the app. If you want, you can contact me later. I can send you the link. So video, we're probably good with what you have. Just make sure that you have correct lighting. Okay. And now the room. Let's talk about what's behind you. And this is for me something that it is important, because right now you are engaging with other professionals, sometimes with clients that for the first time they meet you. So what's behind you tells a lot about you. And it's, in some cases, it's even in the subconscious. Okay. So try to have something that it can be personal, it can be photos of your family, it can be your diplomas, can be your hobby, awards that you won, your favorite books. These are things that people suddenly, the right person will see it and say, oh, so for example, some people always, they comment about my Rubik's Cube in the back. Oh, do you solve a Rubik's Cube? How long does it take you? So this can create, it's like an icebreaker. It can help you break the ice with people. Okay. If you have your I don't know, NFL team or whatever it is, right? So that will definitely help to break the ice for engagement with them. I'm completely against virtual backgrounds. And I'm sorry for those that are using virtual backgrounds. There's 2 incidents where you should use virtual backgrounds. But when you're meeting somebody, okay, when you have a meeting, don't use virtual background. Try to have a little part of your house that you can keep neat. Okay, just a little part. and that's it. Even a white wall behind you or just a blank wall would be better than putting a virtual background. Why? Virtual background, you're covering something, you're hiding something. Okay, so if it's a prospect, if it's a potential client, let's say, and you're an accountant and you have like, you know, you have a virtual background, they might think in their mind, oh, he's covering, maybe this guy's disorganized, maybe he has piles of papers all over the office. What is he hiding? So really, and blaring in the back, try not to use it. Also, most of us that don't have really good lighting don't look great with virtual backgrounds. Part of the hair is gone, your fingers are gone, sometimes your glasses are gone. So it just doesn't look good. The incidents where you should use virtual background. So for example, during your BNI meeting, when you say your short commercials, then behind you, you can have a virtual background, but please don't have, the Golden Gate Bridge. Sorry if somebody here has it. I didn't see, but no disrespect. But have something that is connected to your company, to what you do. So people from all the little screens will be able to they will be able to see, the name of your company. Don't try to pack too much things, but they'll be able to see exactly what it is that you do. Like, I build houses, for example. So you can have that as a virtual background. Steve is representing BNI in this meeting, so it makes sense for him to have a virtual background, and it says very clear, BNI. Also for you, it's easier to identify within everybody else where's Steve, because it's a very clear, his background, and then you can easily contact him through the chat. So these are reasons why you should use a virtual background. Okay, or you're doing a presentation and you do using slides, you can use slides as your virtual background. I'm going to show you that later on. All right, so pay attention to what's behind you, and the real quick lighting. Try to avoid light from the top. That's what creates the raccoon eyes. Okay, so light should come from the front. If you have a window and the time of the day that is good, then be in front of the window, never the window behind you. And you can also get yourself a little LED light or those ring lights and have in front of you. Just have them a little bit diagonally on top of you, not straight in front of you. All right, so this is a little bit about lighting the room. Let's by the way, if you have questions, you can start putting them in the chat, but put a capital Q before that, so later on it's easier to find the questions. Okay,
Yeah, Alan, we have a Q&A section set up so they can put it right in there.
Perfect. Yep. Got it. Thank you. All right, so let's now go to the engagement part. All right, so as professionals, now that we engage so much on virtual platforms like Zoom, there's also Zoom etiquette. It's like, so how do you shake hands on Zoom, for example? So this is this is how I call it, shaking hand. But the Zoom etiquette, first of all, be the first to the meeting. But this already. It's the same as being late in person. Okay, and when the person is joining, be already unmuted. Be already unmuted with the camera on. Be ready. So when they join, look straight to the camera and say their name. Okay, nice meeting you, by looking at the camera. I know these are micro distinctions, but overall, it makes you a better professional. And that's what we are here in BNI. We are all professionals after all. So, and that, for example, when somebody joins and it's like, oh, it's already like, okay, nice. But it's better if you just immediately unmuted, ready to go. Nice meeting you. Look them in the eyes, eye contact. And of course, say their name. Saying the name, especially if you're presenting, okay, with a group. I don't know if you noticed at the beginning, on purpose, I said names of people, I relate to them. This shows them that you're watching, you're engaging, and maybe you're going to ask somebody something, so they're going to pay more attention when they know that you are aware of that. And names are super important to people, so saying their name, okay, counts. Right, so that's a very good practice. When you start a presentation, have a little chat, say hello to people. It's like, hey Nick, hey Donna, great, Danielle, thank you very much for joining. Say their name. All right, So that was the Zoom etiquette. Let's move on to now the non-verbal communication. So on these platforms like Zoom, you have a lot of options for non-verbal communication. So the first one, the hammer, I was trying to find, emojis that will work. So the first one would be pattern interruption. So what is pattern interruption? So when you're presenting, try to do something that is suddenly different, okay? It can be with your tone of voice going up, or, suddenly going down and more quiet. The pauses are also important. And then come back up. So these are pattern interruptions, right? Pattern interruption can also be something that happens on the screen that moves, or on your slide, or music, anything that changes. The idea is not to be all the time all the same, okay? Pattern interruption all the time. Use the chat like we're doing here. Obviously, during the presentation, I cannot be reading the chat because it's going to create dead time. But use the chat. Poll, if you can use polls, this is great. That creates engagement. All right. Use the yes and no. There's a yes and no that you can use on Zoom. It's on the bottom. Where is that? Where you have the emojis. So there's also a yes and no. It's like a check mark and an X. You can use that, and it's going to show immediately. Yes, I see some people are using the yes and no right now. In the participants panel, it's going to show how many people said yes, how many people said no, without even using a poll. So if it's a yes no question, you can ask them to participate, and immediately you can see 10 people said yes, 1 person said no. Okay. Again, I don't want to go into all the tech stuff because I have a lot to deliver. So, but you can look it up. It's super easy. And then use emojis. People love emojis. You can be tired of that, but if you, for example, click on your screen on the 3 little dots, then you can add like an emoji, like you can put a heart or a thumbs up. So that also gives you feedback on how they're feeling about your presentation. Okay. You can ask a question so they can put emojis on the screen. Try it right now if you want. You can put an emoji if you click on the 3 dots, or actually on the bottom where it says where you have the emoji, the reactions. If you click there, you can put like a heart or something on the screen. Okay, wonderful. So if you love the presentation, please put a heart. Thank you. All right. And now let's move to working with slides. Here's a slide. What do you think about this slide? Tell me what's obviously, understand that this is a bad slide, and you can go ahead and put in the chat what do you think is bad about it. So let me go through a few things here that are important, and trust me, I've seen so many of this type of slides in the past 2 years, and this is the enemy of presentations, and that's one of the reasons why people are so zoomed out. So first and
My
foremost,
colorblind husband wouldn't be
too
able to
many
read most of
colors,
this.
too many things going on, different fonts. Try to keep it to 1 or 2 colors, no more than that. Not things that are moving around like that emoji that is calling the attention. It's really not adding anything important. Keep it simple and short. Like if you do bullet points, which I highly recommend not to. If you see the last bullet point says, fun fact, did you know the bullet points kill presentations? They do. So instead of using bullet points, if it's something important and it's important enough to be on your presentation, then put it as a title of a slide and give it a whole slide just for that point and talk about that point. You're better off having more slides and having more bullet points. Also, instead of using text, try using images. Images are processed 60,000 times faster than text. Let me repeat it, 60,000 times. So one good image in a slide and maybe a short text or like a title, that's a good slide. Okay, so no colors. Now, when you present on Zoom, in the best case scenario, you will be shown in a little square like this in the corner, which is not engaging in my opinion. It's very, very small. And also when people do this, many times they're looking to the side, they're looking at the presentation, and now they're looking away, depending on where's their screen, obviously. Yeah, this is going to be more engaging if I'm looking that way. Then it looks like I'm reading what it says on the presentation. So that's acceptable. I don't have to be looking at the camera all the time. I can be like, when I'm referring to something that is on the slide, I can just go like that. So a quick tip for that on Zoom, if your screen is positioned in a place where it's the opposite from the slide, you can just mirror the screen on Zoom. You can do that. Okay, so you just need to mirror the screen and then it flips it around. So this is a way to present which I don't like. And I mentioned at the beginning that I'm about to teach you a very cool feature on Zoom that you can immediately implement, where you appear inside your slide, because I believe that the best slides, by the way, the best slide is no slide. Start with that. No slide at all. Just talk, just present. Or be inside your slide like I'm doing, which I like, but that's an external tool. Or be inside your slide in a way, because you are the presentation. Remember, you are what is different between you and the next realtor or next lawyer or accountant or whatever it is that you do. You are what's different about the service. So you have to be part of the presentation. You have to be in it, and you have to design it that way. I'm going to show you now on Zoom how you can be in a nice cutout inside your presentation, and without even having PowerPoint or Keynote or whatever tool you use for your slides, without even having that open, which is another burden on your computer. So let me show you. I'm going to share the screen now. I predict that I might not be in sync and a little choppy because I have too many programs open right now, and I'm going to share the Zoom screen on top of sharing. It's too complicated to explain. So forgive me if I'm a little choppy, but hopefully the sound will be good and you will be able to get it. So let me just go there. All right, so this is, I'm sharing now the screen. This is my Zoom. You can see here, that's my Zoom screen, okay? On the bottom, just like what you have. And in order to do what I'm about to show you, you need to click share screen, okay? And normally that's what you would see. Now in the middle where it says advanced, you have an option. It says slides as virtual background. Now I told you I'm against virtual background, but this is an example where you should use virtual background, and it's going to be your slides. So you click share, and now it will prompt to choose your PowerPoint file. In this case, this is a Keynote. I use Keynote. And the great thing about it doesn't open the program, it just imports the file into Zoom. It might take a few seconds, but there you go. It's going to pop up the slide, and there I am inside the slide. Now here's a fun thing. You can move yourself anywhere you want. I can be in the driveway here and talking about the house. If I'm a realtor, I can present this to a client. You can be bigger or smaller. You can adjust yourself any way you like, okay? This is much more engaging than just talking about a slide or being in a little corner in a square. This is engagement. So when you prepare your slides for something like that, then you need to leave room to allow yourself to be there. Now, for those of you that have a virtual, like a green screen, right now I'm not using a green screen, I just have good light, but even with good light, look, my fingers are disappearing. When I go like this, my glasses are disappearing also. So that's not wow quality. Green screen makes a big difference in this case. And you can buy a green screen that is only like goes on your chair, and it's just like a little circle, because you don't need much than your head. So I'm going to show you now with a green screen how this looks. And in order to use green screen, you have to go here to video settings, okay? And go to background filter and background and filters tab. And here you click where it says I have green screen. So let me first bring up the green screen. I have it right here. Okay, and now, so you can see a little green. Now when I click, I have green screen. Look what a difference. The quality. Now my fingers are here. My glasses don't disappear. It looks much better. And this is a way to engage, to do a presentation. And this is all within Zoom. Look at the screen, it's all within Zoom. So you can go to the next slide. See, I just click here. You have your next slide. Now I do have to tell you that if your presentation has a lot of coming in and out transitions and fancy schmancy things, that will not work on Zoom. It's just going from slide to slide and it will show the whole content. So here, when you work with numbers, again, make it simple. Here's a chart, a pie, don't have too many details on it. Make it very, see, title, chart, not much more than that. And again, you can move yourself, make it much more engaging. And even if you just want to put a quote, something simple, you use white space, leave some areas that are empty. Okay, that's what I mean. There's some areas that are empty. Here, now it looks like this. Don't use the whole space because it gives clarity. It's much better for a presentation. So remote work is here to stay. Take advantage of the great benefits it brings. When you're done, you just stop sharing. There you go. And now I can just remove the virtual background, the green screen. Let me now move back over here so you can see me much better. Let's remove the slide here. And now we're getting to my favorite part. I told you it's going to be worth it, which is hybrid. What really is hybrid? Well, for me, hybrid, it's like a time machine. Now, nobody knows what hybrid means yet. We are inventing it. But I'm going to tell you what hybrid means for me when you're presenting on Zoom, because there's hybrid events. It means basically that you are presenting when you have people live, and you're engaging also with some people that are connecting through video. So that's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about hybrid presentations on virtual platforms. So what a hybrid means for me, it is like a time machine. It's going to give you so much time. Basically, it's a way of automation. So if you do presentations on a regular basis, let's say you're a trainer for a company, or you have you need to onboard people, and your presentation has some parts that are very technical in nature, where you have to show features or show certain programs that might be difficult to have them open together with Zoom. It might create sound problems or things like that. Then hybrid presentations are great. What is hybrid? Is basically combining pre-recorded videos with a live presentation. Let me repeat it. Pre-recorded videos and live presentations. Now, I know that you've been on many presentations where somebody's speaking and said, now I'm going to share a video, which that counts as a hybrid presentation. But what if you don't really even have to share screen and share a video? What if you just click off a button and a video immediately starts? Better, no? Now here, let me take it one step up. What about if you click a button, the video starts, and people are not even aware that the video started? It's you wearing the same thing, presenting, and they're not even aware. Think about the possibility for a second. You start a meeting, you greet your audience, you can even call them by name. You start the presentation, then goes to a video. During that time, hey, you can relax, send an email, have a coffee, bathroom break, whatever you want. They still think it's live. And why? What's the advantage of them thinking it's still live? They will pay more attention, because when they know it's a video, they can watch it later, or they're not really engaged. When it's live and suddenly you ask a question and you say somebody's name, then they know that you might call on them, or it's an interactive talk. Then when it's a video, they don't know it's a video, so they still think it's kind of interactive. And then after the video is done, immediately it goes back to you to finish with Q&As. Amazing, no? And I teach this when I do coaching for trainers, for speakers, you know, when I do one-on-one, this is one of the tools that I love to use, and it saves them so much time, streamlines the whole thing. And I know what you guys are thinking right now. Is this guy pulling a hybrid on us? Is this a video? Am I a video right now? What do you think? Put it in the chat. I would love to see. No, really, put it in the chat. Maybe I'm a video. You don't even know. I'm just interested to know what you think. Well, let me tell you what it is. Obviously, I had to make a point. So the answer is yes, this is actually a hybrid. Yes, this is a video recorded. This is me recorded. And the me live me is still standing here, laughing, enjoying, and watching the chat, okay? And in order to make a point and show you that it's really a video, let me do some magic for you. Ready? Check this out. Oh, there we go. Welcome back, everybody. All right, so I see that somebody here, by the way, I was looking at the chat while the video was going, that somebody said that I think you switched us. I know, I think I saw a glitch or something. So I don't know where you saw a glitch, but let me tell you, the last 13 minutes was a video, okay? Which I changed, I took a bathroom break, and I could easily make myself a coffee as well. So this is great, as mentioned before, for presentations that always it's the same. If you're a trainer, if you're onboarding, if you you know, do a talk about specific product or something like that, this would be very, very valuable for you. All right, we have perfect. We're doing great with time. So I know some of you are wondering, I do give coaching for professionals. I do a lot of coaching also for lawyers. I have certain tools that I help, for example, for depositions to get transcripts immediately, things like that. So if you would like to know more, or just you can book with you know, a one-to-one with me, 30 minutes consultation, no problem. We will put a link in the chat so you can book it with me if you'd like. And I am finishing an online course that talks in details about everything we discussed here, goes into the technical, goes into how to prepare for presentation, how to plan it, design it, and deliver. So that's how it's divided. So if you would like to get information about that, it's still not ready, but once it is, you can put it in the chat directly to my, where it says Alan's assistant. So you can write to her directly, put your email, so not everybody sees your email, so you can put your email and name, and I will contact you later when this is ready, okay? So in the meantime, if you want to book, by the way, a 30-minute call with me, we'll put the link in the chat, but you can also scan the screen. That's another thing you can do in your presentations. You can put a QR code. If you use your phone, that will take you there, okay? So here's a little tip for presentations. Nowadays, people are used to using QR codes. All right, well, I see there's questions, and this might be a good time for a Q&A. What do you guys say? Yeah, so let me bring up the chat and take a look and answer a few of your questions. So yeah, please put a Q in front of the questions that you have, so you can do it now. I know some of you, and I have a few of them. By the way, this is another thing about the hybrid. So during all those 30 minutes, my assistant was compiling all the questions for me here, and I have them on WhatsApp on my phone. Okay, so that's another thing that you can do as well. So question, and the only thing is I don't see the name of who asked that question, so sorry about that. That's something I should improve. Okay, Karinka, let's put this to add the name so I can see it. All right, so I have here a question. Do you work with the team who puts together the run of show to know where you plug and play at the right time. Minneapolis needs you. Thank you very much. I'm not sure I'm understanding the question. So whoever asked it, you can unmute yourself and expand a little bit more.
Great presentation. This is Paula from Minneapolis.
Hey, Paula.
I just wanted to know if you come in as like our pre-auction person and set the stage, set the room.
Okay. Somebody is really unmuted over there. Let's get some muting action there. So I'm sorry, can you repeat that? I didn't get it.
Hi, love. It's Paula from Minneapolis. I just want to know if you come in and set up the room at the very beginning of our program, or if we can get strategic and put you into different elements of our, it's about a 65-minute program that we do for an annual gala.
Oh, okay. So you're inquiring about my services. All right. Please send me you can contact me there, or you can go to also alanchamo.com. And Karinka, if you can put it also the link for the website there, you can contact me also through there, and I'll be happy to engage that. Right now, I would like to focus more on questions that are related to engagement presentations to this subject. Is that okay? Is that okay, Paula? Yeah, perfect. All right, next one. Let me see here. What program is Alan using to animate his presentations in front of him? So I'm here using the program I use for that animation is called Prezi Video. Okay, it's let me see here. It's Prezi, Prezi Video. That's what I'm using. It's a great tool. Goes directly, so you don't have to share screen. I nod when I listen. Is that okay or distracting when attending a meeting? That's a great question. Actually, I think it's good that you're nodding. That's acknowledgement that you are listening. Obviously, if somebody's speaking for a long question of 10 minutes and the whole 10 minutes you go like this, that's but acknowledging them, a little nod, definitely. Body language, movement with your body, by the way, super important in a presentation. Notice that I chose to do a presentation standing. I will do all my presentations standing. That just by standing, by the way, it opens up better for voice projection. Okay, so in general, I mean, it's okay if you want to sit, and some people don't have a standing desk, so I can put it up, down the desk, but for me, standing is better, and movement with your hand, that creates engagement. Okay, also pattern interruption. All right. This slide is background is amazing. Thank you. Can you do this in advance without sharing screen? So no, on Zoom, only on Zoom. What I showed is only on Zoom. You don't have to connect any other things. No, the answer is no. You have to share screen. Now you could share screen in advance. Yes. So you can have, if you're the host or, and you have capability to share screen, so you can already have that ready when people join in, and they will already see a slide there with you in the little corner, or without you, whatever you like, but you can be inside the slide. How do we embed a video in our Zoom? So when you say embed a video in our Zoom, you mean how you share video or how you put a video like I did the hybrid? So if the question is like I did the hybrid without, because when I'm doing the hybrid and I put the video, I'm not really sharing screen. I never shared screen, by the way, the whole presentation. Like when I say share screen is the traditional way of sharing screen on Zoom when you click share on the bottom. So I use external tools that connect. So basically, when you choose your camera on Zoom, you can choose a microphone, you can choose the camera. So when I choose a camera, I choose a camera that is basically an external tool, like a program that's my camera. So that's how I can put, the QR code and all these things on the screen. And with Prezi, it's the same thing, by the way. Prezi is the same thing. So that's how I embed the video, but basically, I can click a button and immediately it goes to, imagine that like PowerPoint, okay? So PowerPoint, you have slides, okay? So one of the slides can be a video. So if you would advance to the next slide, the video would play. So it works the same thing with what I'm using with Prezi. These are slides, but the slides connect directly as a camera into Zoom, and that way you don't have to really share a screen, okay? And it basically, the slides are, you can create them transparent, and you can create elements. So because it's transparent, the first part of it, the first part is your video, is your camera, and then on top of the camera you can put, you know, things that are floating, moving, or this QR code that I have in front of me right here. For companies that use Teams, does Microsoft Teams have the same capabilities? You know, I personally don't use Microsoft Teams, but I'm 99% sure that you can share screen and you can probably be inside of the screen. I did not research it, so I cannot answer you that for 100%, but probably they do have it by now. For companies that use or that did this, so how did you transfer in the hybrid video? So that's the same question. Basically, it's I just click a button that says next slide. I have something called, by the way, here, let me show you. This is called Stream Deck. Okay, these are basically buttons that I can design, you know, or write whatever I want on them. And it's basically a keyboard, works just like a keyboard, but you can program it for shortcuts. So I program one button is to move to the next slide. One button is I press the, see, I can mute myself like this. So I can, whatever I want to program, you know, I add myself in the corner and so on. Everything I do with this button, so I don't have to move the mouse. So that's called Stream Deck. By the way, most of you really don't need this, but if you present a lot, this is awesome. You can do anything you want, any shortcut. Let's see if there are any other questions here. Actually, here, let me show you another way, by the way, that I share screen. And let me remove this. And oh, sorry, that was. I'm back. Okay. Let me bring the chat on screen. There we go. So, what else do we have here? Any other questions that I didn't cover?
Yeah, Alan, I think the question that most people seem to be asking is how could you go over again how you have putting yourself onto a slide?
Okay, so the idea is if you click where it says share screen, and I don't want to share again the screen because that's going to create like a delay. But basically, the idea is this: when you click on the bottom, there's like a green button with an arrow that goes to the top. It says share screen. So once you click on that, okay, then you have, it says advanced, okay, and in advanced, actually here it's not, let's see, I don't know how you have your Zoom set up, Steve. But you have slide as virtual background, okay.
Oh, I see. So I'm looking at it right now. So I do share screen and then advanced, and then I do PowerPoint as virtual background.
Yes, and then slide is virtual background, and that will basically import your slides, okay, from PowerPoint or whatever tool you're using, and it will load them, and you will even have on the screen a little advance and backwards to move between slide and slide. The only disadvantage of that is that if you have any fancy things on your PowerPoint, let's say you have transitions or things coming in and out, those will not work. Okay, so that's
I have a feeling that next week there's going to be a lot of presidents who are going to be popping up on their PowerPoints as they go through.
Suddenly hovering on top. Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's definitely a way to do it. Let me see. How did you do the overlays PowerPoint? So yeah, that's the same. How do you embed a video on Zoom? We talked about that. We talked about this one. Anything else? Can you explain how you put this in a presentation? We covered that. So yeah, I think that we're good. Are you sharing screen right now?
I'm not. I think you clicked something. Did you not?
Did I click something?
I did not. There you are. You're back.
Okay, I did not do it
Oh,
as far as I know. But
No, it was
maybe-
Jeff trying something out because we could see who muted, who,
Oh, okay.
Somebody else has control here. Somebody took control. Okay. Well, I think that was magic. Definitely. Yes, Curtis, that was magic. All right. So if you do have any other questions, this would be a great time. Yes, for those of you wondering, I'm back doing shows in person. So I do mostly corporate is my audience. So a good referral from me would be an association, your annual meeting, you know, end of the year parties, gala events, all these type of things would be a great referral for me. Event planners, if you know any, you know, send them my way. And now I'm also doing the coaching for professionals. So if you're interested to learn more, you can have a one-to-one with me. It counts as a one-to-one, 30 minutes with me, and I'll share with you all the information I can in 30 minutes. Okay. And yes, I do fly to Boston. I fly actually all over the place. So no problem. Okay. So give us the email. So we just put, it says Alan's assistant, it says book a free 30 minutes call with Alan. So you can use that, or you can scan the QR code right. Let me see. Where is the 30 minutes? I think it was here. What is it? I lost the 30 minutes button. So anyways, the link is on the chat. So look at the chat. Karinka, put it again if you don't mind. Okay. And it's right there. It says book a free 30 minutes call with Alan. And I'm going to also put there my website if you want to contact me directly. Like send me an email or through, there's a contact form. So my website is my name, alanchamo.com. Okay. I was misspelling my name. I cannot write and talk at the same time. All right. I think that concludes it. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, Alan, for being on today. And thanks, everybody, for being on for this different presentation that I thought was a lot of fun. And you got some good tips out of it, which is always great. We're going to post this on our YouTube channel later today. So those of you who came late can catch the whole thing. And Alan, we hope we'll see you again.
For sure. Thank you so much, everybody.
Okay. Give yourselves a CEU. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
thank you.